In this video, we're going to go through the vocabulary for Chapter 13. I think liquid verbs are pretty straightforward. They're not especially difficult, as we've seen for Chapter 13. However, in this chapter, we are asking you to do a little more extra work in the vocabulary. You'll notice in the listing of the vocabulary, there's not only the lexical form right there. The initial form is always the lexical form, and the article tells you it's these two that I'm looking at are masculine, singular. But we also give you another form of the word, and that's the genitive form. And the extra work you need to do in this chapter is to learn the genitive form too. So in other words, if I ask you, what is the word for man? I would want you to be able to recite ha-aner, and personally I think it works well to say the article with the genitive form too, to andros, right? I want you to say ha-aner to andros, right? Ha-aner to andros. I want you to have both of those memorized for this whole list whenever the second form is given. And the reason for that, we're going to see in the next chapter, is you need to have the genitive form to really memorize the stem that the rest of the paradigm builds off of. If we don't memorize that andros, we don't have the andra, usually. Occasionally you'll have the full stem in the nominative, but usually we don't have the stem that the rest of the word builds off of, and we'll have trouble recognizing other forms, okay? So we'll go through this. In other words, you're going to memorize ha-ion to ionos, right? That's how you're going to memorize it. Ha-ion to ionos. Pardon me, I should put a little more emphasis on the O there. So let's try that again. Ha-ion to ionos is the word for eternity, age, or world. And we continue to give you some derivatives in English here. Okay, you're going to memorize then ha-aner to andros, right? I'm throwing in the genitive article there with it. Ha-aner to andros means man or husband. Some English derivatives there. Ha-archaearous, right? So let's do that again a little slower. Ha-archaearous to, right, I'm adding in the article here, to archaeareos. So ha-archaearous to archaeareos. That's the word for high priest, right? You can see the ark and the word for priest, like high priest. You can see we use a similar kind of intensifier in English. We don't just have an enemy, you have an arch enemy, right? That ark, the ruler enemy. Here we have the word ha-basileus to basileos, right? Basileos, right? I'm having trouble as I'm doing these for you. I want to put the emphasis on the right syllable, and my tongue is twisting a little bit. So ha-basileus to basileos, basileos. Ha-basileus to basileos is the word for king. The word for father or ancestor is ha-pater to patros, right? The article tells you, hey, this is a masculine noun. Ha-pater to patros. Then we have the word for woman or wife. He gune tes, right? The word tes is not there, but that's the genitive article. Tes gunaikas. He gune tes gunaikas. Then we have the word for mother. He meter tes metras, right? He meter tes metras. Then the word for faith or trust. He pistis tes pistaos. He pistis tes pistaos. The word for city or town. He polis tes. I'm just trying to show you that I'm throwing the appropriate article here because it's a feminine noun. We're using the feminine article. So he polis tes palaos is the word for city. The word for flesh or body, right, flesh. He sarx tes sarkas. He sarx tes sarkas. The word for grace. He charis tes charitas. He charis tes charitas. The word for nation or people. Ta ethnos to ethnus. Ta ethnos to ethnus, right? Nation or people. The word for name. Ta anima to anamatos, right? Ta anima to anamatos. The word for spirit, it can be a reference to the Holy Spirit. It can just be a reference to the human spirit, depending on the context. And I should say, when you have a pi and a nu together in Greek, you pronounce those as two consonant sounds. Pana. In English, we would do that. We would do the p sound silently, right? We talk about pneumatology, right? Pneumatology is not pronounced in English pneumatology. That would be, but in Greek, this is pronounced pana. Okay, so this is, and again, let's do it with the article. Ta pneuma to pneumatos, right? Ta pneuma to pneumatos. And then we have the word for body, ta soma to somatos, right? Ta soma to somatos. Now, a few of you are thinking, I'm not really going to learn the genitive with that. That is a big mistake, and you will regret it. You should definitely memorize the genitive form, and you really should memorize these with the article too, as I did throughout. That way you will know the gender of these nouns. These are third declension nouns that we're going to be working on in the next chapter.